how to pick the ideal listing price for your home. The listing price you pick on day one is the single most consequential decision in the entire sale. It's more important than staging and photos, even what day you list. If you price too high, the home is going to sit and nobody's going to come to see the property. It's going to go stale. That little scary S word. If your price is too low, you're leaving money on the table. But today I'm going to teach you that it is a little bit of science and a little bit of art. Hi, guys. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Manny Pantiga. I am the co-founder and CEO of locqube. locqube is an AI-powered home selling platform. A few years ago, I put everything on the line, my brokerage, my reputation, and set out to change home selling. And I convinced the best two co-founders in the world to come and join me in this crazy task, and recruited the best sales team and engineering team in the industry. I've been in real estate for over 2 decades in New York City, running a brokerage as an agent, and I'm going to teach you the elements that I have used not only on pricing thousands of homes in New York City, but also teach hundreds of agents in my long career. I'm going to give you today 5 easy steps on how to price a home and how to price competitively. We're going to go from start to finish. If you just think about selling your home, by the time you finish watching this video, you're going to have a great idea. You're going to know exactly how to price like a pro. So step 1 is the tools that most consumers start with. And there's nothing wrong with that, is the national portals and the estimates, the value estimates from national portals, Zillow or Redfin or Realtor.com. And these are fine because they're going to give you a ballpark. They're going to tell you more or less in the neighborhood what the numbers are, $500,000 range, but what the numbers are not. It's not 50,000, right? 200,000. So it's going to give you a ballpark, but that's not the listing price, and that should not be the listing price because these platforms are not good at the nuances that make the listing price. Bottom line, good starting point, not the answer. So that's going to bring us to step number 2. For step number 2, we need to consider that the value estimate is not, again, the listing price. Value is roughly what your home is worth based on past historical sales. Your listing price is a strategic decision about how to position in today's market. And this is a big thing. Remember, they're related, but they're not the same. You attract buyers with your pictures. You attract buyers with the condition of your home. You attract buyers with your description. And a lot of people don't look at listing price as a marketing tool. So if you're strategic and really smart about it, you're going to attract a lot of buyers and a lot of attention. Now we're going to get into step number 3, and this is the meat of the process. In step 3, there are 3 buckets that we're going to look at. But before we get started, let's calibrate the process. And calibrate the process means what data we look at and what data we don't look at. If you have a single family, you want to compare your home to the same property type, the same number of bedrooms and bathrooms if possible, the same lot size if it applies. In New York or in the Northeast, even some of the bigger cities, you have a lot of apartments. So you want to look at a bedroom count and size. And when you look at interior footage, we give it a little bit, especially in markets that are a little bit more confusing. And the houses were not built all in the same time. We want to give it about 15%, 10 to 15% buffer above and below. So if the property is 1,000 square feet, I know that's a little small. So you want to be about 1150 to 850. So no smaller than 850 square feet and no larger than 1,200 square feet. So you want to look homes in a very narrow segment, very similar to yours. And we're going to look at 3 main buckets. Bucket number 1 is sold properties. And this is going to set the watermark like on a beach. Okay? You know how high the tide goes, and the sold properties are going to tell us, hey, this is how high properties like yours have sold in the last, you want to go 3 to 6 months. This is what the market has borne. And again, you want to be in a very, very narrow segment. Properties very, very similar to yours. Once we have the baseline of sold properties, we go to bucket number 2, which is units in contract. Units in contract are going to tell us what is moving right now. It's one of the most predictive signals about where your home is going to land. And it also tells us what buyers are actively choosing today. Not 6 months ago, it started bringing us closer to today. What you want to look at for units that are in contract is how long they've been on the market. So if you're looking at a market that the average time frame is about 3 to 6 months, you have a buyer's market, depending on where you sit in that spectrum. If they sit in the market for 1 or 2 days, you know that your market is on fire, and this is going to help you frame, again, your listing price. And the last element, or the last bucket number 3, is active properties, your competition. Very important. These are the homes that the buyers that are looking in your segment are going to be looking at when they go out on Saturday. Watch which are the ones that are stale and what price they're going for, or maybe if they have any situation, right? Maybe a title issue, maybe a violation. These are things to understand about the market, because then it doesn't really fit in your comparative analysis. Step number 4. This is where a lot of sellers and even agents, they're going to skip. The sold comps are going to set the watermark, but the market doesn't stand still. Remember, the market is always moving. Did the rates go up? Did the rates go down? Is there a seasonal change? Did the weather break? Did it snow? Did it not snow? These are all things that come into fruition. So you want to, before you make a decision, and step 4 is very important. Don't skip it. You want to stop and look at how's the inventory, how quickly are the homes going into contract, and that's going to tell you, do I need to be at the watermark? Do I need to be above? Can I be above, right? Or do I need to be below and practice price hygiene? Step 5, this is when it all comes together. You went to the national portals and we look at what's available out there. You understand the difference between market value and listing price. You looked at active, pending, and sold. You look at the 3 buckets. You calibrated your search, so all of the homes you're looking at are very similar to yours. Then you stopped and you analyzed the data. You wanted to see if there are any patterns, which is step 4. And now we come to step number 5, and let's bring it together. What do I do? Okay, we have 5 to 8 sold comps. We're going to average them. We're going to have all of the units in contract. Every unit that is in contract in a mile radius from your property, you want to look at them because you want to know what the temperature is and what the activity is. And again, you want to look at all of the active homes in your area and in your segment. Why? Because as I mentioned earlier, on Sunday, when buyers are going to open houses, they're going to be comparing your home versus theirs. So what you want to do is look here in step number 5, look at your home through the eyes of a buyer. In a situation where there is only one active listing and it's been in the market a week and it already has the notes that accepted offer no more showings, hey, you could go to town on that price. In a market where there is no properties in contract and 30 active listings in a small community, you know that you're in trouble. You got to practice price hygiene. Now, guys, if you are in New York or you are in Connecticut, we made this very, very, very easy. Everything home selling related. And it is, you just drop your address and our platform is going to do all of this for you. You're going to have a valuation all in seconds. This has been coded into our AI powered platform, and you could interact with the AI and ask questions. It can help you frame your listing price. And you need a little bit more help, then we have full-time, very knowledgeable agents that could come with you and they could meet with you and they can help you determine all of this. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next time, I'm Manny with locqube, and hope to see you out there doing a lot of deals.